Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today I've got Mike and Dee from Mike and Dee. Why don't you give a shout out to where they can find your channel?
Sure. Well, as Ross has just said, I'm Dee, and that's Mike over there. We do our film review thing from time to time on YouTube, so you can find our channel, which is Mike and Dee, and have a look and see what we've been reviewing. And it should be fun. It should be good stuff.
Yeah, but today it's all about Roscoe on the Space Couch, and I believe today you're going to be enlightening us about the one and only Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, right, okay. So, born in South Africa in 1971, emigrates to Canada at the age of, I think it's 17, 18, does his degrees there.
Slow down there. He emigrates to Canada in 17, 18.
At the age of.
Okay, well, just making sure, because I thought that might mean he's a time traveller.
Well, I mean, Elon Musk, I think he might actually have been sent back from the future.
Okay. So,
I think he's building the future.
He is building the future.
He's definitely building the future.
Alright, let's slow this down a bit. So, okay, born in South Africa, moves to Canada, age 17, 18. Great, go.
Yeah. Does his degree, what was it? I think it's business studies and physics. Transfers to university in America to do further degrees, gets those, and then moves to California, to Silicon Valley, where him and his brother and a few friends, they got together, formed a little company, wrote a bit of code, and that's essentially what ended up becoming PayPal.
PayPal, the thing that everyone uses to pay for stuff on the internet.
Yes. This guy invented PayPal.
Yes.
That's pretty
well,
good.
he didn't invent PayPal. He had a company that was very similar to PayPal, and they ended up merging, and they took the PayPal name. He also wrote a little bit more code and put a bunch of the media companies online, like say the New York Times, the Knight Ridder organisation, and the Yellow Pages.
With the Yellow Pages online.
It's funny about the Yellow Pages actually, because they had a meeting with the Yellow Pages guys and to tell them why they should be on the internet, and said, "Are you mad? This internet, it's nonsense." Picked up a copy of the Yellow Pages. Yeah. It's a fad, exactly.
This time next year, no one's
You know
remember
how thick the Yellow Pages are? Picks up a copy of that, throws it at them and says, "You think the internet will replace this?"
The fools.
There's only one way that story can end.
With a big serving of crow pie.
No one needs knowledge online. No one needs to reference things that they need online.
The Yellow Pages is indeed online.
Wow, I see. Elon Musk has his way.
He certainly does.
But not for the first time.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, PayPal ends up getting bought out by eBay. And obviously there's been associated with that since then. I think they're only just now spinning it off. Okay. So he sat there with a big pile of cash, a couple of $100 million I think. He says, what am I going to do now? And he was going to send a little humanitarian greenhouse mission to Mars.
Okay.
With that money. To try and boost NASA, you know.
A greenhouse mission?
Yeah, a greenhouse mission. Launch a rocket with a little spaceship. He's going to launch two of them in case one of them failed. Redundancy is important.
He's got a rocket to spare. He's got that much money. He's got a rocket to spare.
That's the interesting part. It was because he couldn't afford to buy a rocket in America. They were just ridiculous prices. Was going to buy some ICBMs off the Russians.
Okay, ICBMs.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles. What they launch nukes on. They can also launch satellites.
Wait, so if you've got enough money, you can buy
intergalactic missiles.
Yes, those as well.
Those as well.
Say that again.
Intercontinental ballistic
Intercontinental.
ICBMs.
Okay, ICBMs.
Yeah. So, and that was much cheaper, but was still too expensive. So he decides, you know what? Why don't I just do it myself? I'm going to build a rocket. Pretty much, although it's a big old shed. So he throws the money he's got from PayPal into SpaceX, starts developing rockets.
SpaceX?
Sorry, the company he found, Space Exploration Technologies, SpaceX. If you haven't heard of it now, you will do.
Because when you said SpaceX,
SpaceX.
Yeah. I was throwing money at SpaceX.
I was just wondering, it was only a matter of time before sex got introduced. You know,
it's always the way.
But yeah,
bit of power and sex.
Well, let's not go there. So yeah, rocket company building rockets, obviously, and first 3 launches of his rockets, they all failed. The maths was wrong or something. Someone didn't twist the knot
well, to be fair, it is rocket science. So.
You know, it's like saying, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be rocket science.
There you go.
exactly.
Makes sense.
So anyway, eventually figures it out, and on its 4th attempt, manages to launch his rockets. And I don't think there's been a bad one since then, actually. They've all launched successfully since. I couldn't tell you, I mean, it's dozens and dozens. Yeah. So SpaceX, very interesting company. About the same sort of time, he met up with some people who had some very interesting electric car technology.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're called ACS Propulsion in California. And he tried to convince them you should really build electric cars. This is awesome. They didn't want to, they just wanted to build their little prototypes.
Okay.
So he manages to get them to license that tech, I believe that's correct. And he formed a company called Tesla Motors.
Tesla.
Tesla.
After Nikola Tesla.
After Nikola
I know
Tesla,
stuff.
indeed.
I know stuff.
You know, lots of stuff. It's named after him because it uses the AC form of electricity, not AC or DC, and Nikola Tesla had the alternating current rather than the direct, which was Thomas Edison. So anyway, first step in getting people everywhere to be driving electric cars,
Okay.
start off with a high-end sports car.
High-end
A
sports.
high-end sports car. Proof of concept, the Tesla Roadster. It was essentially the Lotus Elise. Converted to an electric power system. And this car was so amazing that Top Gear had to fake a breakdown when they reviewed it.
Okay then.
It was
Well, when Top
unstoppable.
Gear are
It
faking
flies
stuff,
off the mark, it really does.
I have
Really
seen
goes
this
fast.
car.
Yeah.
I have watched this, and
Yeah.
it's quite impressive.
It is quite impressive. So that was the first one, about 2,500 sold to celebs like George Clooney had one, for instance. Step 2 is your mid-market sedan. And that is the Tesla Model S. It's what's currently available.
Yes.
It is the most amazing car that was ever made, and I do mean that literally.
Okay,
Most
so why
amazing
is
car ever made.
This is
that's
the
a
car
slam
that
and a
opens the
half.
doors
So-
to electric vehicles being accepted, because it looks amazing. I mean, it looks like a car. It doesn't look like some electric golf cart. That
It's not like those Tomorrow's World ones you saw back in the day where...
What, Clive Sinclair's little...
Yeah, that's the one.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's
And
not
it'll have
like
like
that at all.
a massive battery on the back.
It's not
and-
like
So,
that at all.
I mean, I'm sure people out there want to know...
It out-accelerates the Porsche 911.
Okay, that's even more reason. I was about to say, people out there are probably watching and thinking, oh, Roscoe, this sounds like an amazing car. If I had the money, how much would something like this cost me?
Well, remember we're at step 2.
Okay.
So £70,000. basically.
£70,000.
More if you want all the really cool options.
Well, so 70,000 is like the base
The
model.
basic
And
one.
I would give my right arm to own a Tesla Model S.
Okay.
But,
Not literally.
like, it's not well.
I mean, even if you
No.
did, you'd probably come with
Mind
a spare
you,
arm.
It's
So,
not that. Actually, they'll have automatic driving, so you won't need any limbs.
so it would be like with those
Whilst you're in the
Minority Report types.
Yes,
of-
yes,
Okay.
but much cooler. But anyway, step 3 is the mass market vehicle for millions.
Okay.
And he says it's not going to look like other cars. So I was like, oh, it's going to be a flying car.
Where we're
Is it
going,
gonna be-
we won't need
We won't
roads.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
Okay.
like those hover bikes. Where have to talk about hover bikes at some time.
Next time, yeah,
Next
I saw
time,
that.
talk about
That-
motorbikes.
they look quite monstrous, but they look like they're going somewhere. So,
Definitely.
back to the Model
Yeah.
S.
The Model S, which is the one we're currently at, yeah, it's very expensive, but again, it's still towards the higher end. Later this year, the Tesla Model X is coming out. That's essentially like an SUV. It's got these amazing back doors. They're kind of like, they open like this, like
Okay.
falcon wing doors.
Yes.
Not like the gull wings that are like this, you know, like the old DeLoreans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not practical, it just crashes into whatever's next to it. This, it folds up and away, and it's awesome, it really is.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
beautiful car.
So-
And that also moves fast as well.
So, Elon Musk has gone from inventing PayPal, essentially, to SpaceX. What other missions is SpaceX involved in?
Just before I mention that, I will just point out, Sir Tim Berners-Lee, he's the guy who invented the internet, but Elon Musk is one of the guys who's built it.
I
Like
see.
the guys from Google, Bill
Yeah.
Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, they're the ones who've actually built the internet.
Okay, made it what it is.
Yeah,
today.
definitely. And you know how important the internet is. So, what else has SpaceX got lined up its sleeve? Well, Elon Musk believes we need to make life interplanetary, which essentially means we're moving to Mars.
Okay.
He reckons we can actually do it now, so let's do it now while we can, because you never know, there might be some giant meteor just comes crashing out the sky one day that we never saw coming. And
So at least we managed
Goodbye,
to
human
pop off
race.
of Earth and onto
Yeah,
Mars.
Onto another planet.
Called Hello Land of the Microbes.
Okay.
So yeah, he wants to get us to Mars. He is making big steps towards that goal as rockets keep getting better and better and better, and the spacecraft keep getting more and more efficient. He's building the Dragon V2. This is a capsule that's going to launch astronauts to the ISS and any other little space stations there might be in the next few years. Bigelow. He's also building the Falcon Heavy rocket, which is going to be able to launch things past the Earth. And he's also building, or planning, the Mars Colonial Transport, which I can't wait to see.
That sounds
Colonial transport. That makes it sound like a train.
It does. Well, it probably will. Speaking of trains, he also has this idea called the Hyperloop. He hasn't formed a company or anything, he just came up with this proposal, put it all online, open source, and says, right, this is a bullet train in a vacuum tube that is supersonic.
Oh, wow.
Essentially, there's a bit more to it than
Vacuum
that.
tube that is supersonic.
Low pressure rather than vacuum tube. Vacuum tubes don't actually work over long distances. So yeah, that too. The fifth mode of transport.
So
After
he's
cars
a busy man, is what you're saying.
He's a very busy man.
Influential man.
Influential
A name
man.
we should know about. Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Some people refer to him as the real life Tony Stark.
He did model his portrayal of Tony Stark on meeting Elon Musk at the SpaceX factory.
With Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's been in, is it the second one?
He was actually in the Iron Man, wasn't he?
And he's also in the end of Machete, what's the second Machete Kills? So Machete Kills?
Machete Kills.
Yeah, when he gets launched up into space. Yeah. Machete Kills in space.
Yes. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. So he's also trying to get us to Mars, and who knows what else he's got planned. He reckons you could build flying cars, there'd just be more trouble than they're worth. He reckons cold fusion is a thing, if he turns his mind to it. Well, who doesn't want free energy and power?
And I'm sure it will be free.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of
no one will get in the
energy
way
and
of
power,
that.
his cousins own a company, or run a company like he runs SpaceX and Tesla, called Solar City. And that's all solar-powered homes, batteries for homes, the solar cells. And they're linking up with Tesla to start putting in batteries in the house that will take you off the grid. You just run on this little Tesla
So it's like a big family business.
It is a huge
They're
family.
changing the world.
So it's like Dynasty,
It's
but
a-
on So he's like Blake Carrington. He's like Blake Carrington.
Blake Carrington, indeed.
Yes.
With better hair.
Not blue.
It should be hard to do, really.
80s TV reference there for those who are too young.
Yeah.
Check it out on YouTube or something.
No,
Anyway,
don't check out it.
don't check it out. Yeah, don't give them any love. Right, just check out Elon Musk though.
Definitely check out Elon Musk. Anything else you guys would like to know before we wrap this up?
I think I'm good. I'm
I
definitely going to
feel
go
like
check
I
out
know.
this Elon Musk guy.
I
He
feel like
sounds
I know Elon Musk.
He's got a lot going on.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
He's
So,
certainly one of my idols. I mean, his achievements today are already very impressive, and who knows? You know what? I reckon the capital of Mars, in 100 years' time, it'll be called Elon's Landing.
Elon's Landing.
Indeed. From
He's probably already got,
how many terms
patent
is he
over
going to
that
serve
already.
as president of Mars? Is my question.
Well, where he's going, he'll probably
He
own
wants
it.
He's going to
So-
probably own Mars. If he gets there
Yeah.
first, and technically he puts the little Elon flag there.
The
so that's
Elon
mine.
flag. What
Mine.
would the Elon flag be?
There'll be a big picture of his face. That's what I reckon.
With free energy spewing out of his mouth
Yeah.
and ears.
Oh, that's
Saying,
quite
I
nice.
own you. You owe me everything.
Mars is going to be one very strange planet, I think.
I see. Well, yes, I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. I feel a lot more enlightened about Elon
Oh, thank you.
Musk,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, that's it for me this time. It was my pleasure to have these guys on, and
Yeah.
I shall speak to you soon, as always.